Sanders, staff writer. We can say it now. Staff writer for 247.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Golden Boot. What's good, Dilly?
What's up? Hello.
Flex on
What's going on, guys? What's going on? It's been a few weeks.
Yeah, it has, man. Dilly, what's good with you, man? How you been?
Been great, my I've already broke even on my bets tonight. Shout out Leonard Fournette, first touchdown score, check. So can't go any wrong. It's been bye week, but I've been having a really busy week of school, so I'm ready for it to be over. I'm ready to get back into just getting ready for a football game.
Yeah, man. I heard that. How's 247 treating you, man?
Awesome. It's been so much fun. Been a great opportunity. Great. Ready to get. This is really whenever recruiting is about to bump up. So it's been fun talking to the recruits, seeing what they think about the program, seeing just the excitement around LSU. Not even just this year and how good they've been, but how good it's going to be for the next couple of years.
All right, y'all give me a second. My boss, I got to go feed my boss. Give me 1 second.
No, you good. Hey, Dilly, I got a quick question for you, Dilly. So, it seems like you are growing a name and a brand for yourself, amongst the LSU community as a sports writer. Right. That's what you want, right? But I mean, tell us, how does that feel? To finally be getting the recognition that you deserve.
Oh man, it's been awesome. Put in a lot of work. So to see it coming back is awesome, and just being able to get good feedback on everything I've been doing at 24/7 has been awesome. And it's just great to be a part of something and have people look to my opinion on things, and it's really a pleasure. And hey, not to discount y'all doing big things. So proud of y'all as well.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate
it. So since recruiting starting to heat up a little bit, we mentioned it a little earlier. Christian Braithwaite, the linebacker from Texas, LSU got him the other day. Do you think that there'll be any more recruits soon, or do you think it's going to be closer to a signing day before they get some more commits?
I don't know about soon. There's a 2024 prospect who is rumored that people think that he could be saying something towards the end of this month, beginning of next month, but it could also be. So yeah, quarterback Julian Sayin, 5-star, is supposedly done with his recruiting and is done taking visits. And as far as I know, the last person that's going to see him is Joe Sloan. So I think with him, obviously that's a big name. Yeah. 5-star quarterback from the West Coast. Mm-hmm. Not really used to being in these kind of conversations, but I think, I'm not, obviously don't say like, oh, I think LSU got him. I think they're in as good of a position as they possibly could be with him right now. And so the expectations, it seems like it'll be down to him. It'll be down to us, LSU and Bama is what it sounds like. It'll be down for him. So expectations are towards the end of this month, early next month, but it could be any time between him. But, that's just one name that is, really exciting. The other name, I don't know when he's going to announce, but it sounds like LSU's in a really good spot with Javian Toviano. His recruitment's been really quiet. He is a quiet guy. He does not like to talk. He doesn't talk to anybody. But the feeling is that, again, LSU, we have a couple crystal balls on him to LSU, and that's what I think that's going to be. So some big names coming soon, hopefully.
Yeah. So we've seen one guy reclassify already. That was just a basketball thing, until Quinn Ewers did it, and then now we've seen one already this class, and possibly another guy reclassifying, and Colin Simmons. So do you think this is a trend, or is these guys outliers?
I think the more people do it, the more it will become a trend. Especially with how it works right now with NIL. Yeah. The earlier you can get your money, you're going to go get your money. So I mean, it depends because also we've seen reclassifying backfire for a couple people, like Amani Bates in basketball. He was not ready. He got played. He did terribly, and is now I don't even know where he is right now. But his was a mess.
Eastern Michigan.
Yes, Eastern Michigan right now for Amani Bates. But so it'll see how it plays out for these football players. But I would not expect it to stop anytime soon, especially when there's money on the table.
This sounds like the whole early enrollee thing. It was used to be a 1 or 2 player thing, and now everybody's
it's like the early window is now the window, and then the late windows for the pickups,
the guys who got to get their grades up, or late bloomers and stuff like that, are the only people waiting until February.
Now, I have a quick question, Dilly. Like, whenever it comes to reclassification, does that what does that mean for people in layman's terms? What does that mean?
I still don't know everything about it, but basically, it's not easy to do. You have to not every school allows it, and you have to have you just have to have all of the credits. So you have to get everything done ahead of it. It doesn't mean you get to skip anything. It's like this guy put in the work. He's like, he put in the work. He got all of the credits he needed. So it's like, all right, well, now I'm just going to go now as opposed to next year. So it takes a lot of work, which honestly could be a little bit of a good factor. If you see somebody reclassifying, that means that they really, really wanted it.
Yeah.
And it's not just something that they're doing all willy-nilly.
Well, I will say this too. I think a lot of times that's contingent on them getting like that English credit, that senior English credit over the summer before they, before fall of college. So not like you say, not everybody is going to be able to do that. But I just wonder if it's one of those things to where kids are looking at the Quinn Ewers and being like, oh, it worked for him, and not looking at the ones that are, buried on the depth chart and aren't getting any playing time and kind of maybe hurt themselves by not getting that extra year of development and stuff like
you just said, the Bates guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Money Bates.
Yeah.
But just knowing how much of a freak athlete Colin Simmons is, I don't think it'll hurt him very much.
Yeah.
But Desmond Ricks.
There was a guy from Texas A&M in this class who reclassified.
Wasn't that the guy from Miami?
No, he was from Georgia, I believe.
Okay.
And he reclassified defensive lineman. He reclassified and went to Texas A&M in this class, and I haven't heard from him.
Well, that is all kinds of stuff happening over there. That might not even be a reclassification thing. That might just be
true. That's a fair point.
What's he doing in locker rooms before games?
So are we going to talk about Jimbo suspending the guy who medically retired?
Listen, I don't know anything that's going on over there.
I haven't even heard about that.
Brian Harsin also apparently doesn't let people redshirt without a medical license. So there's a lot of weird stuff happening in the SEC.
Wow.
But yeah, so just while we're still on recruiting, I want to say, just talking to players, man, they are so excited. They love this staff. This staff has made an imprint on these kids, which is awesome. Every time talking to them, it's always, Joe Sloan, Cortez Hankton, and a bunch of these players are friends with each other. So yeah, people are just excited to get to Baton Rouge, which is an awesome thing.
Right.
Awesome thing.
Right. And it really is good to hear. I mean, all summer long, we heard about how we were behind in NIL and that, kids didn't want to come to LSU. And then we also had to hear during the season that players didn't like BK, you know what I'm saying? And they didn't want to play for BK. And now look, you know what I'm saying? So it's good to hear that we do have a good staff and we have a head coach who can form a perfect sentence. You understand me? So love it.
Chill out, man.
While we're talking about NIL, talking about LSU being behind on NIL, there's something there's a movie being filmed called The Mascot, and it is an actual movie producers, but it's about a kid who has a football scholarship to go to LSU, loses the scholarship, and then becomes Mike the Tiger.
Oh, wow.
So it's like a weird comedy thing. But while we're on the top of NIL, they're looking to give student athletes roles.
Really?
Which is a very unique NIL opportunity. So like that's like stuff like that. LSU is on the forefront of NIL and stuff like that. So yeah, they're trying to get student athletes like roles in this film that's about Mike the Tiger. It's sounds like an interesting movie. I'll put it that way. But it is interesting that they're trying to give these student athletes roles, which is something you don't really see a lot.
Is Eddie Murphy in that movie by chance? That sounds very Dr. Doolittle-ish.
We lost him. I mean,
that's actually a dope.
That's a dope concept.
Wait, hold on. Is this put on by LSU students, or is this just a?
No. He said it's like a real but they can having it on campus, and you can actually have players in it and paying them.
Yeah, that's the dope concept to me. But
I do like that. But what is Peter gonna say about that?
What
Peter gonna say? It's not about the Tiger. It's about Mike the Tiger, the mascot.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's like a real movie. It was supposed to be the director was Georgia's mascot, so they were gonna go to Georgia, but Georgia didn't want it. There was like too much red tape around it, apparently, which does make sense with like NIL stuff and all these kind of things. But yeah, no, LSU's not putting it on. They're just allowing their brand to be used. So it's weird because you see like movies like Pitch Perfect get filmed on LSU, but they have to use a different school. But yeah, no, LSU's all in this one.
Pitch Perfect is probably my favorite movie of all time.
That tracks.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
It was all. I like Pitch Perfect, and it's cool going on campus and seeing like, oh, I know that player. That's from Pitch Perfect.
I watched that movie 15 times. Great movie.
Hey, I had a Herschel Walker joke when you said it was supposed to be filmed at Georgia. I'm not gonna do it on here though.
No, do it. Do it.
No, thank you.
It's gonna take us to the top.
No, I'm gonna move. But
the jokes write themselves. All you have to do is say his name.
I know. But Dilly, let me
expressed in the Golden
there you go.
Those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or position.
That's funny.
Dilly, let me ask you this. It's the bye week. We're going into Bama Hate Week. How has your confidence grown or whatever since, I guess since the last game or the last time we talked to you? Because I know, the outlook on what the schedule, the prediction may be, as far as like record prediction was like 7-5.
7-5 was my record prediction going into the season. And I think that now 7-5 would be very disappointing, which is, a good thing to say. So yeah, only winning the UAB game for the rest of the season would be awful. So 7-5, I'm hoping I'm very wrong. But in terms of Bama week, I think that there is reason to be excited. I know that I think Bama's favored about 16.5 right now. I would take LSU in the points. I don't know if I'd pick LSU outright to win right now. You might not want me to. I've been terrible at my picks. I picked LSU to beat Tennessee, lose. I picked him to lose to Ole Miss. It's been.
Say Bama,
I've been terrible
Bama
on my picks.
It's Bama 14 right now.
Listen,
okay. But yeah, no,
Hey, hold on.
I think
can we do a quick pause right quick? We got a superstar in the comment section.
Yeah, I was
Smoke
about to do
Bayou.
that. Hey, Smoke Bayou. They've been catering the LSU games or the locker room post game. What's up, Smoke Bayou? Glad to have y'all with us. Thank you for
and we're looking for sponsors. You know what I'm saying? So hey, if you want to come on, Game Day ribs, we'll take it.
I've never had Smoke Bayou. I'll have to go try some Smoke Bayou.
That man Tank said it's the best barbecue in the state. So I'm trying the next time I go to Baton Rouge. I don't know.
Tank would never lie. I'm in Baton Rouge every day, so maybe I'll have to pull through. Yeah. But just looking at the Bama game, I think it has a little bit with Bama not being maybe as good as people expected and LSU being better. So it's both sides.
Especially on the road.
Bama, is 130th out of 131 teams in penalties right now. A 6 p.m. Death Valley will only feed into that. We've been saying it since week 2, like, Bama will get it. Bama will get it together. They're going to be disciplined, but it hasn't. It's only gotten worse. They are very undisciplined, this team, and I'm not saying it's a sign that the Saban era is over, but I think LSU has a chance to take advantage of that. The downside of that is LSU is also like bottom 40 in the country in penalties, so they'll have to clean it up if they want that to be a real advantage for them.
Let me ask you a question. If LSU is bottom 40, where is Bama? Because they've been awful.
Bama's. I said they're 130th out of 131.
Okay,
they're 130th, the 131 in penalties, which is not good by my calculations. So
no.
Let me ask you this: when you look at that Bama team and you look at their weapons, obviously Gibbs is amazing, but
he's a dog.
Other than him, who scares you on their skill positions?
I mean, Jermaine Burton scares me, but that's just off the field. They don't really have anyone that strikes fear into your heart, which is, I think Jonathan Mingo last week was scarier than any of their receivers, and LSU did, Jackson Dart did miss him a couple of times. So I think with Major Burns back, I think I do think probably, I don't know, this is just me thinking about Bama. Bama should be better than at wideout than LSU is in the secondary, but it really hasn't been like that this year. So no one immediately that's like, oh, wow, I really can't see LSU guarding them.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm reading the comments.
I'm with you on that. I feel the same way. Honestly, I feel like Tennessee, Ole Miss, and honestly, Florida. They had two running backs that scared me compared to just Gill. I feel like all of them have just as good, if not better, weapons than Alabama does.
I think. Listen, this might be a hot take. I think Florida State had a better a run threat than what we may see in Bama, just simply because it's you had multiple guys versus
but Gibbs is a different animal by itself.
Gibbs is different, but
he's by himself.
But he
has been stopped.
They had Ward and some other guys. So I get what you're saying.
I will say, like, Quinshon Judkins by himself has been a beast, but with that's with Zach Evans.
Exactly.
So that's having the duo, having the change of pace. Jahmyr Gibbs by himself, LSU. I mean, Mekhi Wingo. Every time I tell someone this, they lose their mind. But Mekhi Wingo is, I think, the second highest graded run defender in the country, or something like that, or at least in Power 5. He's a dog. He's awesome. The defensive front's really, really good. So I think that they've proven to not let the run game kill them now. Judkins also did have a really good day last week, but it wasn't enough to like win the game.
Yeah. Look, I'll tell you like this. I know we're talking about Alabama's specialty guys, wide receivers, running backs, offensive line. They still have Bryce Young. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to go to sleep on that guy. That kid is, in my opinion, the best quarterback playing college football right now. And this is the first time I've heard someone say this. I don't know if it was AYS or someone else, but literally Bryce Young is carrying this Alabama team. It's not so much Nick Saban. As you can see with the penalties, he's kind of dropped off a little bit. Carter. Yeah. Okay, Carter. Man, like, he's great. You know what I'm saying? And we have to put respect there. So I'm gonna be a little humble on it. You know what I'm saying? I think Alabama is still going Alabama. I think we have a great team also, and they can be beat. But
the way I put it, it's not really on LSU's defense to win the game. It's LSU's offense. They have to carry over. They have to carry over. I feel like LSU's defense is good enough to get stops on this Alabama team. Not every drive. You can't expect him that. Maybe half the drives should be good enough if the LSU offense can carry over what they wanted. And oh Lord, is this going to be a test for Will Campbell and Emory Jones? Right. Will Anderson has had an off year, but last year was one of the greatest college football players I've ever seen. And so we know that he still has that in him. And Dallas Turner is no slouch either across from him. They haven't had like the record-setting year that people thought they were going to. They're still very, very talented.
Right. I'll add to that and say that Turner is going to be a huge game for him because Jaheim Oateson in the middle is going to be a handful.
That's what I was just about to say. That kid in itself, he doesn't get enough credit. Just like our guy, Makai Wingo, Bama's interior defensive linemen are really good. Really good. Charles Turner gonna have to step it up.
He's played well though. I'll give him his credit. He's played well.
Yeah, he's gotten very well.
Yeah, if he continues to play at the level he's played at, I'll be confident that he can hold his own.
But this game is on the offense, and on that, give credit to where it's due. Jaden Daniels. I probably said it last time whenever I was here, but people need to put respect on his name. Yeah, and I think it's only been proven since then. The whole conversation was by this point of the season. It wasn't if. It was when Garrett Nussmeier takes over for a lot of people, and the answer is not while Jaden Daniels is on the team. Yeah. Jaden Daniels has been awesome, and he's only gotten better week to week to week to week to week.
Y'all see that? Rev came through. He says Alabama is overrated and LSU will compete. I start that before the season. He stated that before the season started. And he has.
Go check on your daddy because that's the first nice thing he said about LSU all year.
Hey, go back to the other side. All right, go back. You know what I'm saying? We need that energy to say.
But I will say this because I asked that question about the confidence and going into this week. This is probably outside of 2019. This is the most confident I've been about LSU being able to beat Bama since 2011. Yeah.
That is not a high bar, probably.
Yeah, I mean, because there have been years I've been like, we can beat them. We can beat. Like this year's like,
LSU competed last year.
Yeah, every year,
and that team was bad.
I was not even going to watch
2018. 2018, I was one of those. If Devin White would have played the whole game, we would. That was me.
I said that. I came to reality real quick.
Exactly. But
now we need Harold Perkins to play the whole game.
Yeah.
No.
I've been saying that.
But this is the type of game for him. But I'm confident, but at the same time, I feel like it seems like Saban always saves someone for LSU. Yeah. Someone always has a breakout game.
He throws a breakout pass.
TJ Yeldon.
Yeah, they have a breakout game, like somebody that you've never heard of before.
What's to get Kirkwood or whatever in the national championship?
Yeah, it's always somebody like, and so I'm worried that it's gonna be, Shaz Preston or somebody like that. We're not even really
somebody again.
Right. Not necessarily a Louisiana kid, but like I don't know if Jojo Earl's healthy, but somebody like that we're not really accounting for, who hasn't really done anything all season, and then they're gonna make a big play, and that's gonna change the game. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I just got that. That PTSD from playing Saban, dog. That something's gonna happen.
We see it. I mean, you're gonna get the best that Saban has to offer. But Saban's going to get the best Brian Kelly has to offer. This coaching staff, I think, has done a fantastic job of making adjustments.
There you go.
When needed, and now they have 2 weeks to get ready for a game. And I put it on Twitter. Brian Kelly is 15-3 coming off of bye weeks in his career. He likes the opportunity to take a step back and take a look over the team, see what's going to happen. So I think, there's reason to be confident. I don't think overconfident maybe yet, but this game's winnable for LSU. Right. And the crazy fact is we could be looking at an LSU Tennessee rematch in the SEC championship, which is something if you told someone as soon as the clock ran out in the Tennessee game that LSU was about to see him again, I think they'd laugh at you.
That's it. Hey, go ahead. Well, think about it like this too. This is the best coach we've had in the Nick Saban era at Alabama.
Yep. And that's what I was going to. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Finish.
Well, no, I also believe this may be one of the best coaching staffs whenever it comes to adjustments. Besides the outline to Aranda, his adjustments were second to none. But Matt House,
this is a good point.
Yeah, I mean these they're doing really good.
Well, my thing is I've since they started giving both teams the bye before the Bama game, I've always hated that because I always felt like Bama had the advantage in that because their staff was so much better at game planning and preparation and stuff like that. This is the first year where I felt like we're gonna be okay coming out of the bye, and we're
gonna be prepared.
We're not gonna be totally out schemed coming out of the bye. This is the first time I felt that way.
So that leads to the question because that was actually one of the questions I took it out because I felt like it was kind of redundant for this question. Would you prefer to play Bama early in the season or late?
This is perfect.
I like this time. I just wish that they would get rid of the bye. Well, yeah. You can do the bye, like just not every year. Like don't give us the bye before this game every year. You know what I mean? Like to try to build up that. I don't like that. Like it was cool whenever it was whoever wins
game of the century.
Exactly. But now it's played out, bro.
Yeah. So
I wonder if the students are gonna storm the field again.
Exactly.
Hey, they better have their head on the swivel.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, they stormed the field again. I think it's a $500,000 fine this time.
I was from a source that is responsible for paying that. Quote saying, "I hope they storm the field again." So
hey, listen,
they got bags. They got bags.
Okay.
Don't ask them to pay for a new library. And everything will be good.
Come on, Dilly.
Hey, I'll be petty for that my entire life. I go to that school. I have to use that terrible library where the study rooms look like murder scenes. It's it's bad. It's real bad.
Yeah. So I'll say this: if LSU beat Bama, storm the field is gonna be the last thing. Listen, I might play Nick. I might go buy a piccolo or something and come down there and play Nick by myself.
Piccolo.
I do want to say this about the Ole Miss storm in the field because a lot of people are like, oh, you don't storm the field against Ole Miss. The players were egging it on. The players were telling people to come. The players wanted it. Talking to the recruits after, the recruits loved it.
You should ask that question. Yeah.
So like
it wasn't even a storming for real.
Yeah, it really was. It really wasn't.
It was really just like half the student section that jumped
because everybody else had left
playing Nick on the jazz.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it was fun though. Being down there, it was fun.
So did you storm the field?
I was already down there.
Okay.
But my thing is, I think like you gotta look at it like this, man. The last 2 years for these students, they ain't had much to cheer for, dog. You know what I mean?
No.
We already got more wins now than we did in 2020 and the same that you had last year.
You got you went through COVID. Most of these juniors have never seen a good football season. Most of the COVID year you couldn't go to the games, which that was a waste of a year. Then the team was terrible. No one wanted to go anyway, but people still showed up. People still showed up whenever the team was bad, which is the crazy thing. And then they've shown up consistently for basketball, women's basketball. And now this is the first, the game is it's not about who you beat. It's about being in the conversation, which is, and it's just an exciting moment. Let people have fun, and LSU can afford the fine. Right. Yeah. Did y'all see what the Tiger Athletic Fund tweeted out after the game?
Yeah, we'll figure out how to do it. Pay.
Yeah, we can figure out we'll figure out how to pay for it. Which of course jab at Tennessee, but
Yeah.
So let me ask this: in Kelly's first year, if he beats Bama, is this his greatest accomplishment over his career?
I don't think so because Bama's already lost this year.
Yeah, I don't think so neither because the man's played for a national championship.
Yeah, he got to win it.
He didn't win it.
Yeah,
I mean, I get it. I get you right.
There's only like 7 or 8 coaches that are active that have even played for a natty, dog. So
I think he gets major brownie points and kudo points for beating Nick Saban in year 1.
Do you know how much we're gonna have to run back that Eden Crow? We're gonna have to run that back again if we beat Bama.
If Saban beats Bama. I said coming into the season, Brian Kelly needs to win two of the 4 against Sam Pittman, Lane Kiffin, Billy Napier. I said he had to beat Billy Napier. He couldn't lose to Billy Napier week 1. That would have been so toxic. Right. And then I threw Nick Saban in there. You know, it's a possibility. Brian Kelly has been really, really impressive so far. I think we can definitively say, I'll say it, definitive statement, Brian Kelly does fit at LSU. Shocker. Winning football produces a fit, not eating gumbo and, being stupid.
And shaft everywhere.
It's not about being from Louisiana. It's about winning football to create a winning culture at LSU. That's all that matters. So Brian Kelly fits. Him and his family are doing great.
If I'm not mistaken, 3 of the 4 national championship winning coaches at LSU weren't from Louisiana.
Yep. It's and really
they weren't even from the South. So
I don't know. People react. I do think
who winning the SEC 58.
Dietzel, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I have no clue.
I think that's
oh my gosh.
I was 40 years before I was born. I had no clue.
Did you see that by Tom Brady to Mike Evans? That was in the breadbasket.
Yeah, that was a nice.
Did he drop it?
No, he actually caught it this time.
Yeah, nice.
I wonder if he's going to get another autograph after the game.
I know.
Hey! No, there was just 2 Texas A&M alums trying to pass along a phone number for golf lessons, man.
Sure.
Paul Dietzel. That's his name.
Paul Dietzel.
Paul Dietzel. Yes.
Where was he from?
I'm looking that up now.
Arkansas.
Something else I wanted to bring up while I'm here. I've been going
Fremont, Ohio. Sorry about that. But yeah.
Another northern. I've been to about 6 or 7 high school games this year. Mm-hmm. I've seen Eli Holstein play, and I've seen multiple times, and I've seen Ricky Collins play a bunch. Mm-hmm. And there's one quarterback who has severely let me down, and one quarterback who has really, 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 really impressed me. And Ricky Collins looks incredible. He's so much fun. He looks like a brand new quarterback. I think having Marcus Randall has done wonders for him. He looks so much more decisive, so much more comfortable throwing the ball, and he is looking to throw. But whenever he runs, he is a really good runner. I think he would fit really, really well into this offense, and I really think at some point he's gonna challenge for playing time at LSU, and it's gonna be really fun when he does.
Is that kind of because a lot of people have talked about the record, saying Woodlawn has not looked good this year because of
that's not his
line.
fault.
Yeah, I know it's things. Yeah, things outside of his control, which sounds eerily familiar, but it's just to hear you say that it's refreshing because some people have said, did we make a mistake going after Ricky and not pushing for Eli?
Eli
didn't want to come here though. Right?
I get it, but
Eli. I saw him when he got hurt, and I saw him in his first game back. Eli I think he has all the physical tools,
Right.
just in terms of the classic quarterback. But he just really doesn't impress me when they're throwing the ball, or he doesn't really make any wow plays, which I feel like in high school you should be making wow plays because you're supposed to be so much better than anybody else on that field. And he really doesn't. He's been outshined whenever I've watched him play. And yeah, Ricky makes some of the craziest throws I've ever seen. He throws on the run really well. And it's about how they act whenever they are not playing quarterback. And there's two different attitudes. And I'll stick talking about Ricky. Ricky is a huge competitor, is always screaming, hyping up his teammates, trying to hype up the crowd. He is always at 100 during the game. And it's really fun to see. And even after they lose a game, like he lost last time, they lost last time on the last second touchdown to Shelton Sampson. They lost, and he was still jumping around, screaming, like, talking and, being really energetic and hyping up his teammates and saying, just being a good leader. He's a really, really good leader from what I've seen. So everything I've seen from Ricky, LSU did not make a mistake. I think he is really, really talented.
All right. So, let me ask you this, Dilly. I'm going to come back to current roster.
Yeah.
Looks like Major Burns is set to make a return. Also, I've been hearing rumors that Jack Bech may be coming back as well for the Bama game. Of course, getting healthy at the right time. But my question is, with the way this defense has been looking, it's a good problem. But where do you put Major Burns?
Back at safety, and just have him play on passing downs, have Joe Fouché play on running downs. I think it's clear. I think Joe Fouché had a really good game back, a really, really good bounce back game. But I think he performed really poorly until he came back until he had that bounce back performance against Ole Miss. And I do think that he is still poised to be a threat in the run game, but I think Major Burns helps your coverage so much more
and also
than he does. Yeah, just the speed. Yeah, Fouché had a great game back, but I was harsh on him for the first couple games back. I think he wasn't looking up to speed, but he obviously knocked that rust off, and his performance against Ole Miss makes you feel better. But you still put Major Burns out there in coverage.
You keep 5 on the field, though. Jay Ward on the field, huh?
At all times.
Don't take.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, no. Well, 40. Okay, so the issue with 40 that we've been told is that. And it is true, linebackers in Matt House's system have a ton of responsibility and have to know a lot, which is also kind of the issue with Mike Jones, is picking up on all those responsibilities. They have to call plays. They have to know everything that goes in the defense. That's what linebackers do in Matt House's defense. So that is why Harold Perkins has not been on the field as much, is that he can't do all of that yet. It's the mental side of the game that has kept him off the field and made it harder to find a role for him. But they also, at the same point, know they have to get him on the field in any situation because he is a game wrecker. So it's a little bit of them trying to balance that out.
That's why it's even more impressive the season that Baskerville is having. The fact that this kid has had, 4 different defensive coordinators in the last 4 years? I mean, and what he's doing and all the adjustments that he's had to make as a player, kudos to him.
Well, this system is perfect. This system is perfect for him, though, bro. Yeah. It lets him run downhill, attacking, and use all his tools.
Yep.
It's I think Baskerville has locked down a spot, and I think it's him and Greg Penn have been pretty good. And I think you've found your role that, and they'll still get Mike Jones in on plays, but it's just not, his role isn't what they thought it was going to be going into the season. Yeah, and talking to Micah Bass, we've gotten to talk to Micah a couple of times now after games and like post game and during the interviews. He he's a leader. You can tell people really respect him. And it's a good thing to see have him have this year, especially because he had a really rough spring.
Yeah. All right. So Dilly, let me switch it up a little bit. Switch it over to basketball. Kim Mulkey, she got a big commit this week with the number one big in the nation to commit. We all know the other issues, but is Kim Mulkey? I guess I don't even know if you can say silently. Is she building a powerhouse?
Yes. Not even it. If you look at who she's brought in, it's not silent at all. She is building a dynasty. In my opinion, they will bring in that. Kim Mulkey will bring a national championship to LSU, probably within the next 4 years, if I had to guess.
I say within the next.
That whole staff is awesome. Gary Reedus, who's a new addition, he's been awesome. She has a really good staff and a really fun team this year. I forgot her name, but one of the new players almost beat Adam Miller in a 3-point contest.
Wow.
On campus. She lost by 1. And, Flauge is going to be super fun to watch. She had a concert at LSU during the basketball event. She's an awesome rapper. Hope she's as good of a basketball player. I assume she will be. But I'm excited. I couldn't make the game tonight, the scrimmage or whatever, but I'm going to be making it to a ton of games this year. I'm super excited. But yeah, Mulkey is going to build something special at LSU.
Nobody has even said the name yet, bro. Michaela Williams.
I know.
Yeah.
Michaela Williams.
That's who I was gonna center around, in my opinion. That's her cornerstone for her dynasty, or for the next 4 or 5 years right there is Michaela Williams.
But even Angel Reese is the type of player. Getting that type of player, you're like, oh yeah, it's going to be different down here.
Exactly.
And then I watched a video on Mulkey and her team the other day, and the assistant coach, I can't think of the gentleman's name, but they were just saying how the players were saying how Mulkey's system is just so fun to play in, and they just feel like they playing rec basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's good to hear also.
Yeah, and it's a bunch of new players, but I see them around campus. They're all hanging out. They're close.
Yeah.
It's going to be super, super fun. I think even men's basketball is going to be better than I think we expected.
That was next. So
I think even then, they're looking good. They're looking fun. Having Adam Miller back is going to be huge. It's a good time to be an LSU sports fan. I've watched a couple of the baseball practices. The baseball team, Tommy White, slugger. Dylan Cruz looks as much of like an MLB player as he ever has.
Did Scott Woodward get his extension?
He already got it.
He already got it.
Does he get another one after that one?
He just got one like 3 days ago.
I know.
Probably.
Right.
Probably. Scott Woodward has put Joe Oliva to shame.
Yeah.
That's not hard to do. But what are your expectations for both basketball programs, for next season? Like, do you for Kim, obviously she made it to the second round this year. I think we all would assume that that's not going to be really acceptable this year. You need like at least an Elite 8 type of finish from her.
I would say Sweet 16.
Okay,
is where I'm looking at right now, because again, it is still a bunch of new pieces, and that's going to be like that until she gets her recruiting pieces in. But who she has brought in, really impressive. She brought in a player who beat them. She pulled a reverse KD with the Ohio State guard. It's gonna be fun. I think that team's gonna be good.
What about the men?
Men's? I have not seen enough of them in person to say if they're gonna make the tournament. They should make I think making the tournament would be a good sign in Matt McMahon's first year. But I will say Matt McMahon cares a lot. He was out on campus handing out flyers for their events. He was in the student union, meeting students. He was out there for a couple of hours, just trying getting the name out for the team. And he was out there with a couple players, Adam Miller and Parker Edwards, the GOAT. So him being out there doing all DD bro type stuff was good to see. So I think Matt McMahon's been impressive just from whenever I've talked to him, and seeing the stuff he does around campus is cool.
Do you think that with the strength of the SEC in men's basketball that this roster can compete right away?
I think that they'll make noise. I don't know if they're going to win the SEC or be even be as good as the past couple years. But I think that they'll be in the conversation come the end of the season. I don't think that it's going to be like a dumpster fire. Just seeing how this team's put together, the coaching staff, the people that they brought over with them, I think they'll at least make noise and hopefully make the tournament.
Because see, my only concern is you got a lot of guys who played a lot of basketball, but they haven't necessarily played at this level. You got a lot of mid majors, so to speak, transfers. So I just
mid majors run college basketball.
Some of them, but Northwest. No disrespect, but Kendall Coleman is going to be a beast, I think. But like Northwestern State is a lot different than playing in Rupp Arena. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my concern is, can they handle that jump of competition? Playing the SEC school, one game as a mid-major is one thing, but the in and out constant schedule of because if you look at their SEC schedule, they got a stretch where they got Arkansas at Kentucky, at Texas A&M, Florida, at Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee, at Arkansas. That's like a gauntlet. You know what I mean? So I just want to know how the steady grind of a schedule is going to be for this team.
I think given what LSU basketball went through last year, having even the conversation of them being competitive is a good thing.
That's fair. 100% fair.
I think this is a better team than I expected it to be this year. I am not putting any pressure at all on Matt McMahon in year one. Just go out there and put out a product. He was put in a really, really tough spot, and I think he did well based on what he did to bring back a couple players. Was not expected at all. And then even having a couple good transfers. So I'm not putting any pressure on him to perform this year at all.
Yes. So we talked about, and you brought up men's basketball, women's basketball. You talked about the baseball team. You didn't say anything about the softball team.
You don't find that suspicious?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I feel like the softball team's peaked. at least where they're at right now.
I do hope Bill Torino gets it together, man. They
need some Oklahoma transfers.
They need. I don't know. I like Beth Torino and all, but they just have to get the job done at some point, and they just haven't been able to. What I will miss about softball is Will Wade screaming his head off at every game, which was fun to see.
My only question is Beth Torino job safe? Because that's the only hire really that Woodward hasn't made. So I just want to know if they have another season like they had and kind of underachieved, so to speak, how long of a leash she'll have.
I see, because they're never like bad enough to warrant a firing, but it's gotten to the point where you're like, well, are you gonna take that next step? Yeah. And we haven't really seen it.
Yeah, Wisconsin head football coach. He wasn't that bad, but at the same time, I mean, can we take that?
It's kind of been like, well, you have some really, really good players. Why aren't you making more noise?
Right. And honestly, and to your Oklahoma, of course, you guys know I just moved back from Oklahoma, bro. They take that softball.
Oh, but bro, they're a powerhouse. Them UCLA, they're powerhouses, bro.
Yeah, they take it. It's different. It's different. Hopefully, we get there. LSU gets there.
Yeah. So, Dilly, as always, it's great having you on. But let me ask you this: World Series is coming up. Give me a pick.
Oh, Stros by 1,000,000. Stros in 4. Are you kidding me? Stros in 3 because they win the first 3 games so bad they decide not to play the fourth one.
Hey, what did you
Any
think
day
about
of the
the
week.
Dodgers?
The Dodgers suck. I'm a diehard Astros fan. I've been my entire life. So the Dodgers suck. The Yankees suck. The Red Sox suck. Everyone sucks except for the Houston Astros. Best team.
Yeah, y'all finally gonna
baseball
win one
run.
without trash cans.
Baseball runs
finally
through
gonna win
Houston.
one
Hey,
without trash cans.
put them on the screen by themselves. Pull
You
them go.
finally finna win one without trash cans.
How does it feel? How does it feel that baseball plays 162 games a year to find out who plays the Houston Astros in the World Series?
Nah. What happened last year?
Hey, I'm not saying they have to win every year, but they make it. They make it. They're good.
This is hilarious.
Cheating.
Hey, say, hey,
What about them trash cans though? Y'all ain't won one since then.
Oh, they've still dominated pretty much every team.
It doesn't matter if you don't win, right? It don't matter if you don't win, right?
Well, you got to make it to win, and the Houston's still been one of the best teams in baseball every year.
Let's see you win one without cheating.
Let's see. I think I do hope they get one for Dusty. I want to see Dusty.
I hope they lose.
I know you do. I want to see Dusty get one. And
have you? Did you ever play baseball growing up?
Yep.
Did you not cheat? Everyone cheats in baseball.
Well, y'all got caught. Y'all got caught.
So did half the league got caught, but everybody used Houston as a scapegoat.
No, y'all got caught.
What's your favorite team?
I'm a Dodgers.
Fan. And that's
Dodgers fan. The Dodgers also cheated. Everyone at the top cheated.
We should have 4 rings right now if it wasn't for y'all and the Red Sox cheating asses.
Well, the Dodgers don't. So
because y'all
L nerd plus ratio.
Because y'all cheated.
Oh man.
How about those steroids?
How did it feel? How did it feel to be the best team, one of the best teams of all time in the regular season, and then lose immediately when it became popular?
You need to go watch the show from like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago because I went ham on on Dave Roberts. Sorry ass.
Oh, Dave Roberts sucks.
Exactly.
Maybe y'all should try cheating. Maybe to win something. It feels good. I can tell you, it feels great to win the World Series. It don't matter how it happens.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying, bro.
Oh, wait, I have something for you.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead. Let them know, Dilly.
This is a World Series baseball from 2017. What happened in 2017?
Y'all cheated.
Do you have a World Series baseball?
From 2020, I do. But no, we didn't have to cheat.
What about in 2017?
Y'all cheated. hey, let me ask you this. While we're here, though, how about the Rockets?
Hey, best team in the league. They're fun. They're bad. But they're fun.
They're too.
They're fun to watch.
What's the guy that came over from OKC? Jalen Green? Is that his name?
From OKC.
He didn't come from OKC. He was drafted.
No, he didn't. He was drafted.
Oh, he didn't. He was drafted by Houston.
Yeah.
Yes, and he's awesome.
Oh yeah, I knew that. I just remember last year I went to a game and I remember watching him. I thought it was OKC, but I went to the Houston game and watched him. That kid is great.
Nah.
Yes, he's.
They're gonna lose
tomato. I'm throwing tomato.
He's Jabari Smith and LSU legacy.
You're gonna
Jabari Smith Jr.
Enjoy losing 55 games this year.
Who's your favorite basketball team?
The Pelicans.
Between the Rockets and the Pelicans, only one team's beaten the Utah Jazz this year. So I mean, oh no, I'm just listen. I gotta hold on to something. Give me a Jazz W.
And you wanna know what's crazy? We're still gonna end up with better odds of getting Wembanyama.
That is very true. The Lakers suck.
The Lakers are so
listen,
terrible.
I root for the Pelicans. I want the Pelicans to do well.
I just had to get you on something since you talked about my Dodgers, so I had to go somewhere.
The Rockets and the Pelicans have common enemies. The Lakers, the Jazz.
Yes.
I hate the Jazz. The Spurs.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yes.
Hate them.
I'm with you on that, bro.
I'm just so surprised this year that the Jazz are actually.
They'll regress. They'll regress.
Yeah, but right now
they're just playing hard right now because they have a chip on their shoulder because everybody said they're gonna suck.
Right.
And they have the world's worst uniforms.
By Christmas, they'll be sucking.
As the season goes,
they'll be sucking.
Yeah.
Wait till they get smacked by like 30, and then they got a game the next night, and they lose that by like 28.
Pause.
Yeah, okay. Then they're gonna be like, you know what? Maybe we do suck.
right?
All right. That was fun.
That was fun.
But
I
Dilly,
told you should have had them just on the screen going.
Go Phillies.
I liked it.
Shout out Aaron Nola.
Shout out Aaron Nola. What about Alex Bregman?
He cheated.
Shout out Alex.
He's the best player in LSU MLB history.
Hey, Aaron Nola for MVP. World Series.
Yeah,
MVP.
I'm with it. Even though they would probably go to Bryce Harper, but I'm with it.
I mean,
I don't really.
I'll see you in 4 games.
I don't really like Bryce Harper, so like I'm really like stuck between a rock and a hard place. Pause. Like, I don't really have no team to root for in this, so I'm hoping all of the
cheaters are gone from 2017. Jose Altuve,
except for the most annoying one. He's the most annoying one.
Except by contrary belief, Jose Altuve didn't cheat that year. It's been proven that he didn't. He took the blame for himself because he didn't want it to go to the rest of his teammates. He did not cheat that year.
Yeah, because he had tattoos, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He didn't cheat that year.
Right.
I'm just going to say it's been proven mathematically. Also, mathematically, the cheating didn't really help that much.
Right.
It's just something every team cheats. Every team in baseball cheats.
AJ Hinch feels otherwise.
Every team in sports cheats and gets as much. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. All right.
Exactly.
Astros may have gotten caught.
Exactly.
Astros may have gotten caught, but it wasn't as bad as people made it out to be.
But y'all got caught.
But also, it obviously didn't matter because they've made 4 World Series in 6 years.
AJ Hinch.
How did we get back here?
Man, I'm just heated. I'm heated. You brought up a sore subject.
AJ Hinch. It's not that important, but AJ Hinch doesn't have a job right now because of it. And neither does the general manager. Right, but it's not that important.
Good.
Right. All right.
Hey, they didn't take the ring. It's just a piece of metal.
Hey, and by the way, you can't talk about the Dodgers. We gave y'all Alvarez.
Yeah, thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah, so you're welcome.
Felt great.
All
The
right.
Dodgers still suck though, right?
No, we don't suck. We gave them Alvarez.
All right, Daniel, stop. I'm trying to get out of here.
Who's your baseball team?
I don't have one.
Exactly.
LSU.
I was about to say they suck. I was about to say they suck, but you said LSU, so I can't say that.
Yeah, you can't say nothing.
All right, Dilly, again, I appreciate you coming.
Right,
coming back. You don't have any music posters for us this time.
I didn't put them up. I'm sorry. They're over there.
Right.
They're over. I'll give it.
One quick question.
Ask me. Yeah, go ahead.
One quick question. Well, I'm sorry.
I'm the host now. Ask it.
Thank you, dog.
Hold on. I love it.
Hey, so real quick, you still listen to Kanye?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
I just wanted to ask that question.
Everyone, while we're on talking music, I have to give album of the year credits to Forever Story by Jid. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. It's album of the year. By far my favorite album of the year. So good.
I'm be real. I'm gonna throw this out of left. Young Jeezy's new album with DJ Drama is tough. Also,
shout out to DJ Drama.
Yeah, he dropped 4. Yes. Yeah. Yes. It's tough, dog. Hey, also shout out to Taylor Swift. She just came out with an album. And it goes kind of hard.
Shout out Taylor.
If we're gonna talk about people dropping albums, shout out to Rich Homie Quan because he dropped the album, and I don't know what Rich Homie Quan. I don't know what.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he dropped one. It ain't too bad neither, but he's still making music. So shout out to him. I thought he disappeared.
He just came out with a song a couple of weeks ago too.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we can go now. Sorry.
It's just random. We're just randomly talking at this point.
Hey, Taylor Swift, bro.
Yeah, he lost me with that one.
All right,
bro, I'm a fan of music, bro. I like music in general. I don't care.
I'll give a shout out to T Swift.
Good music, yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so we got a new member of the show. Dilly will be replacing Daniel.
Hey, he already replaced you.
I'm the host. Thank y'all for coming. Thank y'all for coming by the Golden Booth.
Hold on. They coming to see me.
Ain't nobody come to see you.
Ain't nobody come to see you.
I came for you.
Yeah.
Pause. Big pause.
Hey,
That's a big pause.
unpause.
All right.
In this though.
That was Dilly. Hey, for real though, Dilly. Appreciate you
Hey,
coming,
man,
man. We look forward
appreciate
to
you,
having you
brother.
back again. Hey,
Anytime.
Dilly, let them know where they can find you.
You can find me at 247sports.com, LSU Go 247, or on Twitter at Dilly Sanders, like the Bud Light commercial.
All right.
And you can catch him on the Golden Boot as our new host. Oh, my bad.
Yeah. All right.
Hey,
Everybody
got a
get
blue
fired.
check.
He do got a blue check. He do got a blue
Hey.
check.
I did have a tweet pop off. I got like a 40,000 like tweet.
Oh, that boy went viral. What you do, man?
Woo. It was a joke about Halloween candy and Russell Wilson.
Go ahead, say it. What was it? What was the joke?
It's more of a visual joke. I was just gonna say, if y'all saw a tweet about Halloween candy in the Broncos game, it was me. It was about 40K. It was nice.
I like it.
Little numbers.
You getting any money off of that?
No, I did get the people in the DMs like, hey, put this affiliate link in. Like reply. I didn't do it. I'm not a sellout.
Hey, let me ask you this: did that do bigger numbers? Did that do bigger numbers than your viral from the Auburn game last year picture?
Yes, it did. It did. It was my most viral tweet. The other one was Eli Apple. It was an Eli Apple joke.
I figured it would have been the Lincoln Riley.
Then that didn't happen. That's been scrubbed from the internet. That didn't happen.
That didn't.
But no, it also still wouldn't have been as viral.
Yeah, that's I got you. Now that's that ultra stuff, whatever it is.
Yeah.
MK Ultra, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was our guy, Dilly Sanders. Dilly, look forward to having you back again.
Hey, love to have you.
Anytime.
Appreciate it, bro.
All right, Dilly Sanders on 24/7.